Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily. Frank Lampard has given his pre-match press conference ahead of Everton's trip to Aston Villa tomorrow. The manager spoke about the defeat last week, but how Everton could get something out of this game. Not got to get something out of the game, but obviously we're looking to get something out of this game. It's a difficult one. Losing the first game puts a pressure on that second game. He was asked first and foremost about the players he's brought in. Obviously, the type of leaders that maybe Conor Cody is or James Tarkowski, and also mentioned Amadou Onana. So on that question, this is what the manager had to say.
You talked about Conor Cody, obviously adding to James Tarkowski and Onana to the squad as well. They've all been described as leaders. Is that leadership something you needed in that dressing room?
Well, it's a big deal in any dressing room, leadership, and when you're coaching, managing, you rely on that be people in the dressing room that can relay the message and drive it home. You can't do every bit yourself. So I think in the players you're talking about, James has been in all pre-season and has shown his personality as well as his on-field abilities. In the short time that Conor's been here, a few days, Conor was a great one for me because normally you have to do a lot of reference checks on players, what type of people they are. It took me about 5 minutes to speak to Conor and understand the type of person he was, and I knew it before the phone call, if I'm honest. The moment he came up as an opportunity for us, it was a huge deal for me and for the club. And then with Amadou, I think the personality he's shown as well straight away as a young man with a real positive, infectious kind of attitude straight away. So it's not all about that, but it's a big part of what we're trying to do is bring the right people to the club to drive it forward. So we're happy in terms of the business we've done so far on that point.
Yeah, there you go. Interesting. Talking about what they bring and how Everton had looked at that. And a little bit of background there, I guess, as well on what goes into when you're looking at signing the players in terms of finding out about their background, what type of character they are. And Everton have brought in Tarkowski and Cody, certainly brought two of them in, and Onana, being a young lad as well, has got that. The manager was also asked about potential incomings. Obviously, Everton's still short in certainly in forward areas. Was also asked about Idrissa Gana Gueye, and this was his response to that.
And is there any update that you can give fans on the possible return of Idrissa Gueye or any other incomings that you might have at the club?
No, because it would be unfair to do so. Because of we're working away, seeing ways we can improve the squad. But until we get players in, happily talk about those ones that we have in. But any potential targets are obviously for us to keep working on behind the scenes.
And is there any potential for outgoings at the club in the next few weeks before the transfer window closes?
Yeah, I mean, that's a similar answer because, of course, you respect the players that are with us. We need to get a balanced squad. And at times, if you bring in players in, the reality is that players will leave. But those situations, one by one, have to be right for club, for us, first and foremost, and then the player also, and any potential club that they may move to. So, again, I won't commit onto that one until you get those things in place.
There you go. Obviously, standard answers, I think, from managers when players are still at other clubs. And finally, Frank was talking about Alex Iwobi. Obviously, Iwobi has played everywhere for Everton under Lampard, really. Had a great end to the season. It started last week really well as well in a different and unfamiliar role. And again, this is what the manager had to say on Iwobi.
You mentioned a little bit about this at the end of the game last week, but Alex Iwobi and his performance in a slightly different role. How encouraging is that for it to give you a different option in midfield?
Well, it's great, and it's an option that we need. It's a necessity at the moment for him to be able to play in that role because of injuries we've had, players that are not ready to play in the number 6. And the benefits of Alex were clear to me very early into my days of getting here, that he's versatile because of his qualities. He's also versatile because of his humility, and anything you ask of him, he just tries to do it, and he does it really well, a really high level, because he's an intelligent footballer. So it was really encouraging. I didn't have any worries about him. The only worry was last week putting a player that's accustomed to be a winger in a number 6 against a very offensive team in Chelsea that give you a lot of problems through midfield. Can he deal with that side of the game? So we spoke about him to him before the game about that, and he took the information on board. So really positive.
There you go. Praise for Alex Iwobi there. And obviously it'll be interesting with Everton's midfield. Obviously Onana in the squad tomorrow, Iwobi, Decore, Tom Davies was training again this week, Alan. So, you know, the manager's got some selection got some selection challenges really for tomorrow. Does he leave the same two? Does he go with an extra man in midfield? We'll find out tomorrow, and also you can have a look at what Ped thinks on his starting 11. Check that out. Lewis Gibson has signed a new 1-year deal with Everton and has then moved immediately on loan to Bristol Rovers to link up with former manager Joey Barton. He worked with Joey Barton at Fleetwood Town, had an excellent few months there, but obviously went to Sheffield Wednesday last season and got injured and didn't have a great time, and obviously he'll be hoping to have better this time around. It looks like Emmanuel Dennis is off to Nottingham Forest. He's apparently set to undergo a medical at the City Ground after the clubs agreed a fee in the region of £15 million to take the winger to Forest. Obviously been linked with Everton quite a bit this summer, but nothing has happened on the Toffee's front. And Dennis, obviously, if he signs, his first game will be at Goodison Park next week against us. And finally, sources in France remain convinced that Everton will move for Serhou Guirassy, the Rennes forward. Obviously, Rennes signed Calamundo yesterday, so it pushed Guirassy further down their pecking order. Lots of sources over there saying that the 6'2" striker will join Everton for a fee of around £15 million. But they then report it would also see the end of Everton's interest in Ludovic Ajor, who is at Strasbourg. So Everton do need a striker. I'm sure the links will continue over the weekend as well. That is it for the News Daily. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and if you want more videos and exclusive videos, join us on Premiere. The link is in the description and the QR code is on the screen now. See you later.